Hey, Premier Planet, welcome back to another episode of the Premier Planet Podcast. And Rand, what a weekend. 2 back-to-back nights of PPW action
and two back-to-back nights of original concepts.
And 2 back-to-back nights of history-making moments. Friday night, we crowned the first ever King of the Iron Man, the modern-day gladiator, Matt Vine. And last week, we were just talking about Vine's work ethic. So for all you naysayers out there who might not think Matt Vine has that kind of work ethic, go back and watch these 2 matches on Patreon that he was in 30 minutes apiece. You'll see that you're wrong about the man's work ethic. I mean, he busted his ass to get that title of King of the Iron Man. And
when you say naysayers, what do you mean and where do you get that from?
Naysayers, I mean, Matt Vine is not, he's not shy about acknowledging that he's made a couple enemies along the way in this business.
But why? Why would someone not like him? Why do you think he's got enemies? And I'm not breaking balls.
Honestly, I think it's because he's just so damn good. He's just so damn good. There's always going to be jealousy. There's always going to be naysayers. He's got people from his past that, you know, that didn't like him, and they still hold those feelings and still feel like he doesn't deserve to be where he is. I'm telling you, folks.
And where he's headed, where he is nothing. Where he's headed is a whole nother story.
Yeah.
The guy works hard. Who was it? Ty Cobb, or was it? No, it wasn't Ty Cobb. Who's the other great hitter? The guy with the most level swing.
Sure, ask me that.
Yeah, no,
I'm drawing a blank here.
I'm brain farting too. Anyway, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say at the end of the day. I use that a lot here. I'm not going to say that Vine is not humble, but he's also not exactly a cocky shit. But if you work hard and you can back it up, it ain't bragging.
He's good. He knows he's good. And he proves that he's good. So go back and watch these 2 Iron Man matches.
Who the naysayers talk shit about is up my ass trying to learn this industry every Sunday when he comes to my house bearing pizza, where sometimes we'll sit down and study wrestling for 6-7 hours, and that's the last thing I want to do on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, but far be it for me to not give this guy the pearls of wisdom that have been passed on to me and try to get him somewhere in this industry. Meet him halfway, meet him more than halfway. You know, to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's all bullshit and unfounded if you hate somebody for no reason. Why would you hate somebody, be jealous of them because they work harder than you do? 3 days a week, that guy is here, and he's usually within the first people here, works his ass off in that ring, clamors for ring time, breaks my balls for ring time. Can't do enough to help the new guys. So let's get past that now. I'm spouting off here about the current indie climate. It drives me crazy.
And we could do a whole, probably a 2-part episode on that.
Oh, we will.
2 or 3 parts.
We will.
But yeah, let's move on. So Matt Vine, crowned King of the Iron Man on Friday night. That, by the way, a Patreon exclusive taping. All of those Iron Man matches, that entire tournament, only on Patreon.
And like I say, that's one of the things we want to throw out there and offer up for people sponsoring us.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Speaking of the sponsors, by the time this reaches Patreon, a few days after we record it, new on Patreon, we've got 2 new tiers. So now, just instead of having
them up.
Not yet, but by the time this hits Patreon later this week, they will be up.
Cool.
We got 2 new tiers. We're still going to have that $3 tier that you guys came in on, but now we're also going to offer you a $1 tier, with which you'll